This is 2 News First Alert Weather.
Thanks for joining us live here on 2 News Live. I'm your host, Brian Schnee. We are out and about bringing you the very latest on our weather conditions, road conditions, and things that are impacting you in your community tonight and as we make our way into the morning commute tomorrow. We have team coverage. We have plenty of people to bring you firsthand looks from different parts of the state. But before we get there, I want to let you know some of the other headlines that we are following closely tonight. Former President Donald Trump now in New York ahead of tomorrow's arraignment. The indictment is on criminal charges related to hush money payments made during his presidential campaign. Also making headlines tonight, jury selection underway in Lori Vallow Daybell's murder trial. She's charged with killing her 2 children, Tylee Ryan and JJ Vallow. This has gone on for many years at this point. Our Daniel Woodruff live in Idaho for us. He'll have an update on that trial coming up in a bit. Now, finally, Rocky Mountain Power saying their crews are working to restore all of the power outages this storm has caused. There could likely be more. They're also reminding everyone to stay away from fallen power lines and give their crews space to work. Now, you can always follow along with the show by using the hashtag 2newslive. It's very easy to get in touch with us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. The cool kids are on TikTok these days. We are too. Make sure you join us live there. And this show also streams live Monday through Friday at 5:30, KUTV.com, as well as the 2 News app. We also stream live on Facebook and YouTube. Let's take a live look now from our photographer in Cedar City, taking a look at the roads right now. Southern Utah, central Utah, been an area of concern. We've obviously talked about what's going on in the Beaver area, a number of crashes there. We're going to get a live update coming up in just a few minutes from our friends at Utah Highway Patrol about what they're seeing across the state. But first, let's check in with meteorologist Chase Thomason. Chase, goodness, central Utah definitely got the first blow here. What's the status on the other parts of the state as it stands right now?
That's right, Brian. That band of heavy snow that we had overnight and early this morning is now really impacting portions of central and southern Utah. In northern Utah, we've kind of had a little bit of a break this afternoon with just a couple light showers. It's beginning to fill back in. So here we go. We're not done with the storm. Temperatures are in the 30s right now up and down the Wasatch Front. If we could go to our other weather computer, temperatures, though, staying very chilly here across the Wasatch Front with that widespread snow impacting areas from Ogden to Salt Lake and even Provo seeing the snow showers. Temperatures are hovering just above freezing, so that's the bit of good news. Right now, mainly wet roads impacting potentially your morning commute. We'll see, though, on radar as we go through the next 24 to potentially 48 hours, it will be impacting northern Utah. This is a live look right now up towards Parley Summit, and you could see it's impacting your evening commute going up the mountain towards the summit. We have Jeremy Ranch on the right, Pine Brook on the left. Folks are going about 5 miles per hour. So it is a slow crawl right now across portions of I-80. Here's where we have that heavy snowfall impacting Cedar City, getting reports of about 6 inches right now. It's filling in across the southern end of the Wasatch Front. As we roll through the evening hours, those traffic conditions will likely go downhill, so if you can, try to stay home tonight as those temperatures continue to drop. It's filling in across the northern end of the Wasatch Front as well, and portions of Cache Valley. Again, temperatures in the mid-30s with some of that snowfall. We'll have that snowfall throughout the evening and overnight. The difference, though, by overnight and tomorrow morning, it gets colder. We'll be in the low 30s, potentially upper 20s for your morning drive, which will make things a little bit icy, if not snow-packed. Winter storm warnings are out for the valleys and the mountains of northern, central, and southern Utah. Coming up in my full forecast, I'll let you know how much additional snowfall you can expect, and a look at that Easter weekend forecast in just a few minutes.
Chase, thank you. Of course, this delivering the 1-2 punch right before the Easter holiday for so many here at the beginning of April. We'll check in with you shortly. Reminder, you can always get the latest right at the palm of your hand by downloading the 2 News weather app. It's very easy to do. Grab your phone right now, scan the QR code on your screen, and it's very easy. It'll pop up right for you. You can download the app today. It's free for Apple, Android users. So be sure to keep up with the very latest from our meteorologists here at KUTV 2 News by downloading that 2 News weather app. We want to get the very latest now with Utah Highway Patrol and what's going on our roads. I'm joined here live by Lieutenant Terry Buck. Terry, it is not only cold and windy out here, but you're also dealing with your fair share of traffic issues. What parts of the state are you seeing the most concern right now on our roads?
Well, really, it's kind of all statewide. We've got another storm coming in right now. Temperatures are dropping, and the roads are going to start getting freezing over, and any water that's rain is going to turn into snow. So we're anticipating tonight from anywhere from now until early morning and early traffic tomorrow that we're going to have quite a bit of snow. So we need people to slow down.
What else are you asking of drivers? Obviously, we've been talking about following distance. I mean, the same rules apply here, even though it's early April, but we're still getting more winter storms.
Yeah, the same rules apply all times, but it seems like in the wintertime we tend to forget. But basically, we need people to slow down. There's no reason to be doing over 70, but in reality, when the roads are slick and icy like this, we need to be doing less than 70. We need proper following distance, right? Make sure you have plenty of time to stop, and then make sure we're not, if we have an issue, that we come off our gas, take our foot off the gas and don't slam on our brakes. Just
quickly, Lieutenant Buck, we've been talking about the Beaver area, definitely a number of crashes there. You were just mentioning the Parleys area also as a spot of concern tonight.
Yeah, just as we were talking, that we just got a bunch of slide-offs up there, up at the top of Parleys, and we're anticipating up in Parleys it's going to be bad as well. The snow, whatever snow we get down here, probably can be quite a bit more up there. So coming out of the canyon is going to be slick and the slushy roads, and very good chance that the roads are going to accumulate snow up there especially.
Well, as always, thank you to you and your troopers statewide for not only answering the call, but being out there on people's perhaps their worst day.
No problem. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Appreciate it. So as we continue our team coverage right now, our Ariel Harrison has been among the big snow piles today. Boy, they just keep getting hammered in Big Cottonwood Canyon. Massive snow mountains for residents up there. Ariel, what are they concerned about right now?
Yeah, I connected with a couple of them who have homes up the Big Cottonwood Canyon. Their main concern is flooding, and they also added that's if your roof isn't collapsing. Guys, I just lost the show, so I'm going to keep talking. Hopefully you still have me. They say that the weight of the snow on top of roofs has been so significant. They've seen structures coming down, and they're going to be sending out different teams to evaluate those structures. But the flooding, as they look ahead to the weekend and know that a warm-up is coming, they are planning for potential flooding and have county teams that are coming out clearing different waterways to ensure that the water has a direction to go and isn't backing up. They're also in the community really driving home that people need to have sandbags on hand, even if they've just seen a little bit of flooding up to this point, or even beforehand. They say they expect it to be significant once that snow starts to melt. A few of the other issues they're also dealing with is mail delivery when the canyon has closed several times for avalanche mitigation in the Big Cottonwood Canyon, which hasn't been the norm every winter, but they've dealt with it a few times. So just all sorts of issues they're dealing with the snow. Like I said, Brian, I can't hear the show right now. I'm going to send things back to you, but definitely lots of snow coming down in the Cottonwoods, and this community, they're calling themselves winter warriors, and they sure are.
Our Ariel Harrison among the winter warriors today. She's been in Big Cottonwood Canyon most of the day. Ariel, I don't believe you can hear me, but thanks so much. Time for you to warm up. Let's check in with our Amanda Gilbert joining us live now in the mobile weather lab, taking a look at live road conditions right now. Amanda, where are you? What are you seeing? And what have you seen since you got out on the roads over the last couple of hours?
Brian, we're in the North Ogden area, getting closer to downtown, and I'm going to turn the camera around to show you. It seems as it gets later in the day, the snow keeps picking up just a bit. The flakes might be a little bigger. Still, though, a little too warm for that snow to really stick on the road. You can see it's wet, the roads, but otherwise not too bad driving conditions. The snow is coming down, though, affecting visibility just a bit possibly, but otherwise not too bad. Nothing drivers can't handle, especially after the winter we've seen. So we're going to see how things kind of pick up throughout the night and send things back to you, Brian.
Amanda Gilbert live for us in the mobile weather lab. Amanda, thank you. Don't go anywhere. This special presentation of 2 News Live will continue in just a moment. Typically this show streaming live, KUTV.com, also on the 2 News app, Monday through Friday at 5:30. We wanted to bring it to you on KUTV tonight to bring you the very latest as the snowstorm moves throughout the state of Utah. We're going to head into the Traffic Operations Center. We'll see you just in a few minutes. We're live here at the Traffic Operations Center with John Gleason right now from UDOT. John, what are we seeing here as we look at some of these cameras? Really, the situation is just fluid with this storm.
It really is, Brian. And right now, we're going to see this storm intensify overnight as the temperatures dip. And right now, the main trouble spot is on I-80 in Parley's Canyon. We've actually had a jackknife semi, and we've just now put in the chain restrictions. The traction law is in place for all of Parley's Canyon for all of the vehicles traveling through there.
Looks like the good situation out of Beaver. This location has at least cleared, but we're not seeing much on the roads at this point.
No, we've been able to get those cars out of the queue there, but the road closure still remains in place for northbound I-15 down in the Beaver area. They're working on that right now.
And just quickly, what are you asking of drivers throughout the evening and then obviously into the early morning hours when that morning commute gets underway?
Well, Brian, today was a bit of a precursor to what we can expect tomorrow morning with the morning commute, and I think we're going to see a couple of inches of road snow just depending on where you are in the state. And today it's been a lot of wet roads, but tomorrow morning, we're asking people to take it seriously, and just because it's April, we don't want people to become complacent.
John Gleason with UDOT. As always, thank you for your time. This is Gleason season for us, so it's when we typically see John a lot on the air here. Let's send things out to our Lincoln Graves in Ogden right now, focusing on flooding concerns. Lincoln was in Ogden earlier today. He's in Davis County now. Lincoln, what have you seen?
Yeah, so we've seen evidence of some minor flooding around Weber County. For instance, we were near the Ogden River within Ogden city limits, and some pathways, some park trailways. You can see that they're inundated with water right now, ice and snow. So we're definitely seeing signs of flooding, and the river really is raging as well. We were also by the Weber River. That's raging as well. We were told, or we looked at government data, and it's running much, much faster right now than this time last year. So water flows are really high for this time of year. They're worried about that. They're also keeping an eye on smaller creeks and streams around the county. So far, though, Weber County's emergency management director said there's been no widespread active flooding. People are definitely dealing with some nuisance flooding, and they are worried about the weeks to come. But so far, nothing too major to report in Weber County, but people definitely need to be keeping their eye out.
Lincoln, that's some good news. Obviously, not just Weber County, but really statewide. There are many counties that have been preparing for the what-if scenario when it comes to flooding coming up in the next weeks and even months down the line. Lincoln, thank you so much. Earlier today, I got the chance to speak with Jim Steenberg. He's a University of Utah professor of atmospheric sciences. We talked not only about snowpack and snowfall, but also the spring runoff. Take a listen.
Concern about flooding is high, and that's going to depend a lot on how spring goes. We're obviously in another storm period now that will probably continue into Wednesday, but the computer models are hinting a return to a little bit of a drier pattern after that. And people will probably be excited. We might actually see the sun a little bit. And so really what I would like to see, what I'd hope for, is that we have a return to a little more typical spring weather after this storm cycle is over this week. We're going to have a huge runoff no matter what. And there's going to be a lot of creeks, a lot of streams that are going to have incredible volumes of water coming down them, and very cold water. So from a public safety standpoint, just thinking about keeping an eye on your kids, keeping your eye on your pets, when you start recreating this spring and the weather gets nicer and you're near those streams, keep that in mind. That's a serious concern that we should all keep in mind.
Good reminder, it's something we've been talking about a lot on 2 News Live over the last few weeks. The flooding concern. Chase, you and I have talked about this a ton when it comes to parts of southern Utah, central Utah, and now really communities along the Wasatch Front, even into Davis and Weber counties, really concerned about the potential for flooding here in the coming months.
That's right, Brian. And I posted on my Facebook page, if folks want to check it out, is our current snowpack condition. So basically, we have 2 snowpacks in one season in our mountains right now, and that is going to be impacting us throughout the spring and summer when it comes to snow melt. To what extent, we still don't know. Really depends on if we see our temperatures climb quickly. That might happen next week with what we're forecasting. We'll see how it all goes down. Now, in the last 24 hours, let's talk about this snow, and we're not close to being done yet. Randolph, just southeast of Bear Lake, 14 inches this morning. Ogden Bench, Eden Liberty, a foot of snow. Bountiful Bench, 9. Grantsville, South Weber, 7. Sugar House, Centerville, and Enoch down in southern Utah picking up 6 inches of snow. Giving you the yellow light this evening, we're seeing those snow showers along the Wasatch Front, but those temperatures are just above freezing. It gets colder tonight. Heavy snow is likely for your Tuesday morning commute. Allow extra time if you can. Stay home, remote work, probably a great idea. As the main part of the storm begins to roll into northern Utah, it's grabbing that colder air. Ahead of it, all this moisture streaming into Utah, especially the I-15 corridor. And now we have that heavy snowfall down in southern Utah impacting Cedar City. It is a mess along the I-15 corridor from Beaver down to Cedar City. This will continue throughout the night. We're seeing a few scattered light rain showers in St. George. Northern Utah, the snow is filling in here in the valleys and, of course, in the mountains. We're seeing snow-covered roads up towards Park City and Parley Summit, and wet roads up and down the Wasatch Front. So as we roll through tonight, it gets colder. That snow will begin to stick to those roadways tonight, and it really fills in from Logan down to Cedar City. This is 10 o'clock. We have widespread snow. As we head into Tuesday morning, not as much down in southern Utah, but the lake's going to enhance those snow showers, and looks like the bullseye might be Salt Lake County, maybe Davis County. Scattered snow showers Tuesday afternoon. This could even linger into Wednesday morning with isolated lake effect snow showers, and then we're quiet finally by Wednesday afternoon. So additional snowfall on top of what we got this morning. Wasatch Front, maybe another 6 to 12. Could see more, though, along the east bench of Salt Lake County. Wasatch back, southwestern Wyoming, 8 to 16, 1 to 3 feet in the mountains of northern Utah, 8 to 16 inches to the mountains to our south, and those valleys picking up 4 to 8. Uinta Basin, not a lot, but you might get an inch or 2, maybe more up towards Vernal. St. George, 49 tomorrow, cold and windy. We go to 53 on Wednesday, but take a look. Temperatures rebounding, 70s by Friday and Saturday, Easter Sunday near 80 degrees. Salt Lake, first alert weather day tomorrow. Going to try to get you through your morning commute. Allow extra time. 38 degrees. We go to 40 on Wednesday with a couple lake effect snow showers in the morning, and then we're finally quiet. 50s by Friday and Saturday, Easter Sunday, and early next week. Temperatures in the 60s. And we'll be right back right after this.
Welcome back to 2 News Live. I'm Brian Schnee. We're covering the winter storm as it moves throughout the state of Utah here in early April. But we want to go to Daniel Woodruff joining us live from Idaho now, who's been involved with the first day of what could be a very long week discussing the Lori Vallow Daybell trial. Daniel, what did you see today?
Well, they're still questioning potential jurors, Brian. They're asking them if they can serve in an unbiased manner and render a fair and impartial verdict in the case against Lori Vallow Daybell. Much more on the jury selection process coming up here on 2 News at 6 o'clock.
Daniel, thanks so much. Thanks for joining us for 2 News Live. I'm Brian Schnee. We're with you every day, Monday through Friday at 5:30 on KUTV.com, also streaming live on Facebook and YouTube. Have a great night.